Sometimes the thing you keep trying to control is the very thing God is asking you to release. And that's why it hurts so much. Because you are not just holding on to a situation. You are holding on to the version of yourself that believed control was the only way to stay safe. You keep checking. You keep planning. You keep replaying conversations. You keep trying to predict what might happen next, so you can stop pain before it reaches you. You may call it wisdom. You may call it responsibility. You may even call it protecting your peace. But sometimes control is just fear wearing the mask of preparation. And deep down, your soul knows the difference. That's why, no matter how much you think, plan, or prepare, you still feel exhausted. Because God is not asking you to manage every outcome anymore. God is asking you to loosen your grip. And the part of you that survived by holding on does not know how to let go without feeling like it is losing everything. This doesn't mean you're weak. It means control probably became a survival pattern. At some point, uncertainty taught you pain. Maybe people changed on you without warning. Maybe love became conditional. Maybe you had to read the room before you could relax. Or maybe you learned that if you did not stay alert, something would fall apart. So now, when life becomes uncertain, your mind does not simply say, "I don't know what will happen." It says, "I'm not safe." That is why surrender feels so difficult. People talk about letting go like it's peaceful. But when control has been your protection, letting go can feel like walking into danger with your eyes closed. You are not just releasing a person, a dream, or an outcome. You are releasing the belief that everything depends on you. You are releasing the illusion that if you worry enough, think hard enough, and prepare for every possible outcome, you can prevent yourself from ever being hurt again. But you can't. And that is the painful truth. Control can give temporary relief, but it rarely gives peace. It makes you feel like you are doing something, but underneath it all, your soul remains tense. Because the real issue hasn't changed. You're still afraid. The mind creates an image of God that matches its fear. It imagines God as distant unless you force him to respond. It imagines life as unstable unless you hold every piece together. It imagines surrender as weakness and release as failure. When God asks you to stop gripping what is breaking you, the mind says, "But what if this is the only thing I have left?" But God is not asking you to become careless. God is not asking you to ignore responsibility. God is not asking you to sit back while your life falls apart. God is asking you to stop treating control like it's salvation. Because control can quietly become an idol. Not an idol made of stone, but an idol made of anxiety. An idol made of, "If I do not hold this together, everything will fall apart." But some things are falling apart because they were never meant to be held together by fear. Some relationships are slipping because your grip is no longer love. Some doors are closing because forcing them open would keep you trapped in a life too small for what God is forming for you. The mind only sees the loss of control. The soul sees the invitation. God is not something you control by thinking the right thoughts, saying the right words, or forcing life into the shape your fear prefers. God is the living presence beneath the life you keep trying to manage. And this is where the shift begins. You are not being asked to control your life better. You are being asked to return to the presence that remains when control fails. Because control is always reaching into the future. It is always trying to secure tomorrow. It is always trying to solve pain before pain even arrives. But God is not found in the anxious future your mind is trying to dominate. God is found here, in this breath, in this moment, in the quiet space underneath the mental storm, in the part of you that still exists, even when you do not know what comes next. That is why surrender feels so strange. It pulls you out of the imagined future and brings you back into direct contact with what is real now. And what is real now may not be comfortable. It may be uncertainty. It may be grief. It may be disappointment. It may be the honest recognition that you cannot force someone to love you correctly. You cannot force timing to obey you. And you cannot drag a closed door open without damaging yourself. But when you stop trying to control reality, you can finally begin to meet reality. And God is not hidden from reality. God is hidden from the false world your fear keeps projecting over it. The hidden stream of early mystical Christianity often speaks of ignorance as a kind of sleep. Not stupidity, but a spiritual forgetting. A forgetting of what is real. A forgetting of the light within. A forgetting that the world of fear, grasping, and illusion is not the deepest truth of existence. And control is one of the ways the soul stays asleep. Not because action is wrong, not because discipline is wrong, but because fear-based control makes the outer situation feel like the source of your life. It makes approval feel like survival. It makes uncertainty feel like punishment. It makes release feel like death. But the deeper self knows this. You are not saved by controlling the illusion. You awaken by seeing through it. The part of you trying to control everything is not your deepest self. It is the frightened self, the conditioned self, the wounded self trying to prevent old pain from happening again. And God is not condemning that self. God is inviting you beyond it. You cannot control your way into trust. You cannot overthink your way into peace. You cannot force someone to become who you hope they would be. You cannot keep betraying your inner knowing just because the unknown feels uncomfortable. And you cannot receive what God is trying to place in your hands while your fists are clenched around what He is asking you to release. Sometimes God does not remove something because you failed. Sometimes God removes it because it was becoming your master. Sometimes uncertainty appears because certainty had become your substitute for faith. Sometimes the plan collapses because the plan was built from fear, not from truth. But the ego will argue. It will say, I need to know. I need closure. I need a sign. I need them to change. I need this to happen the way that I imagined. But the soul asks something deeper. What if peace is not on the other side of getting control? What if peace begins when control no longer owns you? In real life, this does not mean you stop making choices. It means you stop making fear your God. You still apply for the job, but you stop deciding your worth based on whether they call back or not. You still communicate honestly, but you stop trying to script the other person's response. You still care about the relationship, but you stop abandoning yourself to keep it alive. Instead of saying, God, make this happen exactly how I want, you begin saying, God, show me what I am gripping that is keeping me from peace. Instead of saying, give me control, you begin saying, give me courage. Courage to act without panic. Courage to wait without spiraling. Courage to release what is no longer aligned. Courage to trust that a closed door is not always rejection. Sometimes it's protection. And slowly, you begin to notice something. The world does not collapse every time you stop gripping it. Your identity does not disappear every time you do not get your way. Your spirit does not die when a door closes. Something deeper remains. And that remaining presence is where God starts becoming real again. Not as an idea, not as a belief, but as the quiet strength beneath a part of you that finally stops fighting reality. Don't shame yourself if you keep trying to control what God is asking you to release. See through it clearly. That grip came from the part of you that wanted to survive. But survival is not the same as freedom. And God is not trying to take peace away from you. God is trying to remove what has been standing between you and peace. The question isn't, how do I control this better? The question is, who am I without the need to control this? That is where release begins. Not in pretending you don't care. Not in forcing yourself to be spiritual. But in telling the truth. Perhaps it's, I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. I want control of this because I don't feel trust yet. And even there, God is present. Not waiting for you to become fearless, but meeting you in the honesty that fear can no longer hide behind. Sometimes, the thing you are most afraid to release is the thing keeping you from discovering that you were being held the whole time. If this journey spoke to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone ready to experience life beyond thought. Comment below. What is one thing you feel God may be asking you to release, even if part of you is still afraid to let it go? I read every comment. If you would like to support my work directly, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/MagnumOpus333. Or you can explore some original merchandise at my Teespring store online. The link is in the description below. Or perhaps consider becoming a channel member or sending a super thanks. Any support is greatly appreciated. Remember, your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.